Hi, this is JC De Guzman for our top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis for May 27, 2019 Monday. And again, this is in preparation for the next trading day. And for these 10 stocks that I'll be discussing right now, let's find out which of these 10 stocks are highly likely or are more likely to continue to go up or go down. So, and I will begin with PHEN. So PHEN closed today at 2.21. It managed to break above the resistance at 2.16. Therefore, its psychological resistance is now pegged at 2.32, which is in confluence with a 61.8% Fibonacci extension. So MACD is bullish. It also appears on my DMI histogram that the upward momentum is in the strong category already. And all four criteria that we are monitoring are present, I suppose. We have a green candlestick, it closed above the VWAP. We have a green bullish volume bar, green volume bar. Let's check the trade and volume distribution, okay, of PHEN. So, yep, it's in favor of the buyers. The dominant range is between 2.15 to 2.25. Okay, so I'm bullish on PHEN. If you have had PHEN, it's better if you will just stick with your trailing stop loss so you can maximize the ascent in price. But if you are just yet to enter, please calculate your reward to risk ratio first. It's written in our quick start guide. Please go back to the basics, read the quick start guide again. If this is the first time that you've heard me advise to calculate your reward to risk ratio, if you are happy with your reward to risk ratio, that's the only time that you should only consider or entertain entering a new position within the dominant range that I've shown you. Okay, so there. Next we have Web. Web closed today at 3.41. It also managed to break above its previous resistance at 3.22, and that is now acting as its immediate support, while the resistance is near 3.84. All other indicators are also bullish. I'm also seeing that the ascendant price of Web is already in. Oh no, it's not yet in the confirmed strong category, but it's going there, just a few points away from entering the confirmed strong category for the upward momentum of Web. But if it will register a price that's above 3.45 on Tuesday, I suppose that it will enter the strong category based on my DMI readings. Let's find out. Let's find out by the next trading day. So how about the status of the 4 points that we are monitoring? I think there are 3 are present. Let's see if the trade and volume distribution chart will complete the set of 4 points. Yes, it does. And it's in favor of the buyers. The dominant range is between 3.3 to 3.45. So I am bullish also on Web. If you were able to catch the satisfied conditions of my 10 SMA and MACD combo last May 23, congratulations. You should that was a confirmed entry price for Web, and during that time, May 23, all of our points were satisfied as well. So just follow your trailing stop loss now and you should be good to go. If you don't have Web but you're planning to enter the stock, I suggest that you calculate your reward to risk ratio again. If you're happy with that, just place a test buy within the dominant range that I've shown you a few seconds ago. Okay, next stock in the list we have AEV. AEV closed today at 54.4. It also slightly crossed above its previous resistance at 53.8, which is now acting as its immediate support. But if it breaks below that line again, that will make 46.55 as the standing support level. But for now, the support is at 53.8, while the resistance is at 60 or 61 pesos per share. 61 pesos per share. MACD has been bullish on AEV in the short term. the conditions of my 10 SMA and MACD were met last May 22. Yes, May 22, 2019. On my DMI readings, while the bulls are in control, their upward momentum is also in the strong category. Okay, now what we hope to see here is for a continuous ascent in price so that this ADX line here will change its trajectory from being a downward sloping line to an upward sloping one. Okay, because this ADX line here that's pointing to the southward direction is telling us that the upward momentum is slowly weakening. So however, if this ascendant price will continue, it might bend from the southward going to the northward direction. Okay, so let's check if all of 4 points are criteria. 3 of them are present, but let's check the trade and volume distribution chart of AEV if that's also the case. It's quite scattered, and it closed today at 54.4. That's the intraday high. So there's more than one dominant range here. The first dominant range is closer to the intraday low, and that's between um, 52.45 to 52.5. Okay, I did not consider 52.05 to 52.4 because the size of volume of that range is quite insignificant. Now there's another dominant range here that's somewhere between 52.9 to 53.75. 52.9 to 53.75. And then another dominant price point here is at 54.4. Okay, 54.4. So that's the closing price as well. So I'm quite neutral on the trade and volume distribution chart of AEV. I'm not that bullish on its trade and volume distribution chart, but it's best that you just follow your trailing stop loss so that it's still subject for a change in sentiment, especially if the ascending price continues. Okay, so follow your trailing stop loss. Now, if you don't have AEV yet for short-term trading purposes, I suggest that you continue monitoring the stock for now. If it continues to break above or if it continues to move higher than 54.4, then I think that's the best time to reassess if the 4 points are still present. If they are, calculate your reward to risk ratio again. If you're happy, then do a test buy within the dominant range. If you don't know how to do your own trade and volume distribution analysis, if you don't know how to find the dominant range, you can post a request in our private clients forum, and then I'm going to give you the chart together with my analysis. Alright, but I'm bullish on AEV in the short term. Next, we have CHP. CHP closed today at 2.54. It's still moving below the 10 SMA. Support is at 2.33. Resistance is at 2.88. The conditions of my 10 SMA and MACD combo have not been met yet, FYI. And the bears are still, the ball is still in the court of the bears. And I'm not yet seeing a bullish convergence between the positive and the negative DMI, meaning to say CHP has a lot of work to do for for it to show that the indicators are in favor of the bulls already, but that's not the case yet. That's not the case yet. Okay, so let's see if the trade and volume distribution chart is in favor of the uh, buyers. I think they are, and the dominant range is between 2.5 to 2.54. Okay, nonetheless, let me just remind you that the conditions of my 10 SMA and MACD combo have not been met yet. If you would like to preempt it because all 4 points are present, you can do so, but do it very minimally only. You can enter a new position on CHP within the dominant range that I've shown you. Just in case the ascending price does not materialize or does not continue, make sure that you cut your loss on your personal trailing stop loss wherever it is. Okay, let me just re-emphasize that not all indicators are all bullish. Not all indicators are bullish on CHP yet. I've given you a data-driven reason to do a test buy just because the 4 points that we are monitoring are present. We are just preempting the formal buy signal that we always use as a basis. That's what it means. Okay, next, PXP. PXP closed today at 8.29. Support is at 6.78. Resistance is at 10.05. Um, the ball is in the court of the bulls, but the upward momentum is not yet inside the strong category. MACD is still moving above the signal line. Let's check if all 4 points are present. Let's check the trade and volume distribution chart. It's quite scattered as well. So 8.29 is towards the middle of the trade and volume distribution chart of PXP. So the dominant range for me is between 8.2 to 8.4. Unfortunately, this is closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. So the 4 points that we're monitoring are not perfect on the trade and volume distribution chart of PXP. Okay, so I think it's quite self-explanatory because uh, the price has just recently crossed above the 10 SMA. Besides, it did not close above the VWAP of 8.31. It only closed at 8.29. So not all 4 points are present on the chart of PXP. So if you're asking me, is it already it's already logical? Is it already logical to enter a new position on PXP? No, not yet. Not just yet. Okay, not just yet based on our 4 point criteria. But if you are strictly following the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combo, then you can do so. But I'm telling you that my bullishness on PXP is not yet in an extremely high level. It would only be in an extremely high level if all 4 points are also present together with the 10 SMA and MACD combo. So the 10 SMA and MACD combo has already been satisfied, but we just want to have a more bullish conviction on PXP by hoping that all 4 points were present. In this case, they were not all present. Okay, so do a test buy if you are a high risk trader and if you are already bullish on PXP also. You can do a test buy within the range that I've shown you a few seconds ago. But if you are also half-hearted because all 4 points are not yet present, then stay on the sidelines. Don't enter just yet. Okay, next we have PLDT. PLDT closed today at 1,282 pesos per share. It's at the brink of crossing below the 10 SMA. MACD has already bent towards the southward direction, although it's still moving above the signal line. It's the same thing for the DMI. The positive DMI has already bent towards the southward direction. Okay, and by the way, PLDT's upward momentum is not yet inside the very strong category, not yet. Okay, so if let's see the trade and volume distribution chart of PLDT. Obviously, it's in favor of the sellers, and that dominant range is between 1282 to 1306. Obviously, it's in favor of the sellers. So if you have had a PLDT, let's say since if you have had PLDT close to 1230, what I'm trying to say is that if you entered a new position on PLDT when it was at 1230 level or below, you should follow your trailing stop loss by now. If it was already hit today, then you should have already sold as well. Okay, so the foreign investors, by the way, they already broke their, let's count this. Foreign investors have been buying PLDT for 24 days, 24 trading days straight, and they broke that record today because they registered a net foreign selling amount worth 37 million pesos. So maybe that's a sign as well that you should all the more respect your trailing stop loss. And if you don't have PLDT yet, please don't enter a new position yet. No buy signals are present on the chart. Okay, next we have TKC. TKC closed today at 1.35. I spoke about TKC in my previous videos, and I mentioned there that I was not really that I am not yet still interested in trading TKC because of the inorganic gap that it created last week. So it might just continue to fill the gap down. Let's see if this descent in price will continue on Tuesday. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look first at the trade and volume distribution chart of TKC. It's very scattered on the chart, and it's quite challenging to identify the dominant range here. But if we are to just follow the rule, that dominant range would be between 1.38 to 1.53. Okay, 1.38 to 1.53, because it's quite scattered. We cannot derive a strong bearish or bullish sentiment from that chart. I would give that chart a neutral sentiment. And based on what we see on the price action of TKC, it seems that there was an indecision. There was a tag of war within the buyers and sellers, and they were actually undecided. Today's traders were undecided on whether they should hold, sell, or buy more of TKC. That's why there was also a struggle for TKC to close above its view up of 1.42. I would suggest, okay, I would suggest not to enter a new position on TKC yet. Not to enter a new position. In short, don't trade TKC for now. Okay, next stock we have CPG. CPG closed today at 0.58. Support is between 0.54 to 0.56. Those are the confluences with 38.2% and 61.8% of the down Fibonacci uh, of the up Fibonacci retracements. Okay, that's the support range. Okay, support range, not just a single horizontal line here and then here. Okay, the other indicators are still in the bullish position, but we already see a green, we are already seeing a red candlestick in front of us. Volume is also in favor of the sellers, but let's take a look at the trade and volume distribution chart of CPG if they are also in favor of the sellers. So the dominant range is between 0.58 to 0.6. It's closer to the intraday low than the intraday high, in favor of the sellers, in short. So by the way, RSI, although it did not touch the technical overbought level, but it managed to draw closer to the technical overbought level of CPG. Maybe that's also the reason why traders decided to lock in some profits at 0.6 or 0. Yeah, between 0.6 to 0.61 on Monday. So if you traded CPG last May 22 because the conditions of my 10 SMA and MACD combo were satisfied, good job for catching that one, for following the method. Now it's time for you to just follow your trailing stop loss, and you should be able to lock in your gains on CPG then. If you don't have CPG, please don't enter a new position yet. Wait for the appearance of the buy signals that we are monitoring. Okay, next we have Maxis. Maxis closed today at 12.52. All indicators are bearish. The downward momentum is already in a very strong category. It's all the more that you should not rush in terms of trading Maxis. So avoid Maxis as early as now, even though we are yet to check the trade and volume distribution chart. But nonetheless, it's also in favor of the sellers, and the dominant range is between 12.52 to 12.66 in favor of the sellers. So don't touch Maxis yet. And by now, all of your trailing stop loss should have already been met last week, or maybe earlier than last week. Okay, last stock in the list we have MRSGI. It closed today at 2.63. It is already again moving below the 10 SMA and the 200-day SMA. All other indicators are bearish. MACD has already crossed below the signal line. That's a death cross. The downward momentum is in a very strong category based on my readings on my DMI chart. Support is at 2.53, resistance is at 3.11. Let's take a look at the trade and volume distribution chart. Okay, it's in favor of the sellers as well. The dominant range is between 2.63 to 2.67. Please wait for the price to test the immediate resist support at 2.53. In other words, don't trade MRSGI yet. Alright, so you've heard my technical analysis, overall sentiment, and recommendations or trade setups for these 10 stocks in preparation for the next trading day on Tuesday. If you have follow-up questions, please ask in our private clients forum. And if you wish to learn more about how I actually do my trades, I suggest that you attend one of my advanced seminars in your area. I will have one in Angeles City, Pampanga, Baguio, Davao, Iloilo, Cavite, where else? Just check on the seminars link on our website here on the video. Check this out and then book your ticket while the early bird rate is still up. Again, my name is JZ De Guzman, your mentor here at Equilist Analytics. Have a great day.